The actual drama of a program like the forthcoming House of the Dragon may not be shown on television. Despite George R.R. Martin's lack of direct involvement, this historical series will attempt to recreate the very same impact that made the initial show one of the most iconic shows. Is that even possible? And how does Martin really feel about it? Let's find out. First up, a thirst for more Game of Thrones? Our favorite actor has been giving us an addictive, action-packed fantasy show since 2011. It's safe to say that at some point or another, we all have chosen our houses in the show. Martin is truly a creative genius. I mean, how did he even come up with the idea of Game of Thrones? Each of these characters has a unique backstory that you can't help but wonder where he got the inspiration. We could go on and on about how much we love the show, but today's focus is on the show's prequel series, House of the Dragon. We all know that Game of Thrones started with the reign of Robert the Usurper as the king of the Iron Throne, but we were never shown the rule of the previous house, the Targaryens. How did these famous dragon rider monarchs rule? Are we imagining majestic kings sitting on dragons while conducting the day's business? Martin sure left us in suspense when he ended the series back in 2019. We were not done with the struggle for power throughout the Seven Seas. We wanted more, and that's exactly what the producers gave us. More dragons, more magic, more kings. Next, does Martin approve? We're all aware that this new series contains no involvement of the author. Martin clearly stated in an interview that he wasn't going to take up anything else while he's working on the current 6th installment in the Game of Thrones series, The Winds of Winter. Just thinking about this series continuing has caused us to sit on the edge of our seats. So, does Martin approve of the series? It is his creation after all. The producers of the series released a teaser last year in October to give us an idea of what to expect from the show. All of us were holding our breaths for Martin's comment, and he didn't keep us waiting for long. Our author tweeted a link of the teaser saying, "I love it too." The show didn't include his involvement, but I'm sure the creators of House of the Dragon felt proud after receiving his approval. Before we get too carried away, let's keep in mind that the series has not premiered yet. The premiere will take place in August of this year, so anything is possible. And now for the portrayal of Viserys Targaryen. Although King Viserys Targaryen is not a prominent character in the Game of Thrones universe, his death has more of an effect in the House of the Dragon. His demise is what sparked the civil wars. His sons fight for power to see who will emerge victorious, sitting on the Iron Throne. George R.R. Martin was pretty impressed with the portrayal of Viserys in Game of Thrones, and was even happier with the prominent way they featured him. The story starts with the Targaryen house engaging in a civil war roughly 200 years prior to the well-known event in House of the Dragon between opposing factions. After King Viserys Targaryen passes away and his prospective successors begin squabbling over his vacant throne, the battle truly heats up. He's somewhat of a supporting character, although he's been shown rather heavily in the teasers and preview photos. We're interested to see how the series handles him. Martin stated that Game of Thrones was able to show the character's true depth, even more than in the show. He stated in an interview that the show gave Viserys a tragic majesty that he failed to give the character in his books. Imagine the delight of the producers when they received such high praise. So, is the show on par with Game of Thrones? Can we bring out the popcorn again? Get into our favorite spots on the couch and settle in? Are we all excited to think about House of the Dragon? Can this new prequel series, which is currently under works, be as good as the original? We do have our doubts, but let's not come to a decision so soon. After all, we didn't expect Game of Thrones to have the kind of success it does now, did we? Maybe this new series can rival the original. Is that possible? We would certainly love Game of Thrones Part 2. What does Martin think about the success of House of the Dragon? We're all curious to know whether the grand mastermind behind this universe is hopeful about how the series will turn out. Martin has said that this show can go both ways. He is reported to have called this show a gamble. According to him, it has the potential to be a huge hit and a box office failure at the same time. He's really keeping us on the edge, isn't he? Now only August will tell us what to believe. Lastly, some controversies about the show. Most of us are hopeful, but we cannot hide that a few of us are also dreading the release of House of the Dragon. Game of Thrones was Martin's baby, and this show contains no involvement of Martin at all. Martin has visited the set of House of the Dragon, or HOTD as some of us are calling it, and likes what he is seeing so far. However, he's also skeptical how well Game of Thrones fans will take it. Most of them are not happy with this new production and have doubts about its authenticity and connection to the original series. If Martin has approved, we believe this show deserves a chance. We are looking forward to the Doctor Who star Matt Smith playing the character of Daemon Targaryen, Paddy Considine playing Viserys, Eve Best portraying Rhaenys, as well as many other exciting cast members. Next, in other news, is The Last Kingdom going to have a movie? If you were a fan of the historical drama drama The Last Kingdom, then you need to wipe your tears because a movie is on the way. The drama ended with the 5th season, where Uhtred of Bebbanburg had to face the biggest challenge so far, recapturing his kingdom. If you think Game of Thrones was amazing, then watching this show will make you as excited about the movie as us. Although the show had a good run with 5 seasons, we want more, and the producers are giving us just that. Are you ready for another twist? The movie, 7 Kings Must Die, is said to continue a prophecy that Uhtred was told in the show by the enchanting sorceress Elfidel. Your mouth is probably hanging open in shock. Don't worry, we had the same reaction. This movie is much awaited, and we are all eyes and ears for the latest update on its release. And now, Sam Heughan, not in the future cast of Outlander? You've all probably heard of the prequel Outlander series that is about to release. But did you know the tragic news that our famous star, Sam Heughan, will not be starring in it? The actor confirmed that the series will now be centered around the story of Jaime's parents, and so there's no role for him in the storyline this time. The actor has mentioned in a few interviews that he hopes to at least feature in the series, even if it's briefly. We're hoping the producers will do just that. We can't imagine the show without our star. Our writer has seen the preparations going strong for the show and is wondering if he can get in there with them. I'm sure the writers will give in. Whatever they decide, we're sure they won't disappoint. Let's see what the writers have planned for us with this new approach. They're sure to feel some pressure after removing the main cast. If they manage to keep the fans hooked with this prequel, the new cast is sure to get the same love as the original one. And finally, a 3rd season of The Witcher. Yes, you heard that right. The epic show is coming back for a 3rd season. Since the premiere of its first episode, we've all been hooked. Henry Cavill's acting was a real eye-opener after this series. He has proven his on-screen versatility by portraying The Witcher with the same passion and dedication that he showed while playing Superman. We think his performance deserves a round of applause, don't you? The producers of this show have been scouring Wales trying to find the perfect spot for the filming of the 3rd season. The season began production around 3 months ago, and the actors are working hard day and night to bring us an amazing plot. We're all rooting for the actors and can't wait for the show to drop in September, which is when it's rumored to release. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think House of the Dragon will live up to Martin's expectations? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.